Welcome, my friends. What are we going to talk about this week? I have a question for you. I just want to know, have you ever had a client from hell? You know, the client that you wish had never entered your life? The one that disrespected you, had no integrity, and you couldn't get rid of them fast enough. You know that client. They basically sucked up your time and sucked up your energy. Yes, I know you're probably thinking about that person right now and saying, Coach Maria, why did you bring that up? Well, I want you to let that go. I want you to let that go, and I'm sorry if I created any angst. So let's just take a deep breath. Release that. Now, let's take another perspective. Imagine a client that was a perfect fit for you. You know that client that you recognize them right away, and the moment you meet them, you have a connection. And that connection quickly leads to mutual admiration. How does that feel? You're in total alignment with this client. Now, that's a great feeling. And you're thinking to yourself, how do I create and recreate this feeling over and over with more and more clients? Well, there's a program that you can do. There's a plan that you can put together. It's called your strategic attraction plan. So you attract the type of clients that you do want to work with. So now, how do you know if they're the right client? Or are you chasing every single client? So I want to just give you a little story, just a little story that we're going to talk about a lighthouse. Now, you know a lighthouse is strong and powerful, right? And when the lighthouse is out providing safety and guidance to all of the boats out in the sea. But is it really? So let's take a little story time for a second. Imagine the lighthouse is standing tall, and all the boats are out there, and it's a beautiful night, and it could be any coastal harbor that you choose. The water is calm, the sky is blue, and all the boats are out there enjoying the calm waters. But out in the distance, you see a cloud forming. You see a cloud forming, and as it gets closer and closer and closer, it gets darker. And the darker the skies become, the brighter the lighthouse shines. Because the lighthouse wants to provide safety and security in the midst of this oncoming storm. Now, here's what I want you to pay close attention to. Notice that not all of the boats need this beam of light to guide them. Some have more confident captains and crews, and they're fully equipped to manage through the storms. So they're out there and they're just saying, hey, we're cool. Now imagine what would happen if the lighthouse gets upset because not all of the boats are choosing to follow the path that the lighthouse is providing. So the lighthouse feels ignored, and the lighthouse feels that it's not successful because its light is not providing guidance and service to everyone. So here's what happens. Imagine this. We're playing imagination today. The lighthouse gets really angry, and it shoots off and it moves itself off of its foundation. It sprouts arms and legs and starts running down the beach, trying to catch the attention of all the boat captains. And he's trying to encourage more of the people to depend on its light. What do you think would be the result? Most likely, the captains who were depending on the light, that guiding light, ran into danger. And then there are those that said, hey, what is going on with the lighthouse? Let's get closer to shore, causing even more danger. Then there are the confident captains and crew that stayed out in the sea because they knew that they could weather the storm. So the end result is very few boats would be well served, or not at all, by that lighthouse. So here's my question to you. How often are you operating like a lighthouse? Standing securely on the shore, attracting and safely guiding the clients that need you and your light. How often do you run up and down the beach, frantically looking for clients to serve? Your perfect customers are most likely to find you when you are standing still, just like the lighthouse. Because it takes a lot of energy to look for people to serve now, doesn't it? More than likely, you've had the experience of trying to figure out how you could service the largest number of clients. You spent a lot of time and money experimenting and finding the clients. And once you caught their attention, you had to convince them that you're the one that they want. By the time you actually found someone willing to work with, you're exhausted. Then what happens? And when that client is not completely satisfied with your service, you are more than willing to make compromises to satisfy him. Truth be told, you were just too tired to put up a fight. You were just too tired to put up a fight. So if you had greater confidence and a little bit of resources, you might have been more willing to listen to that inner voice. You know, that inner tiny voice, the one that speaks to you, that says, be careful, or danger, Will Robinson. This client could be more trouble than he's worth. This client is not meant for you. So instead, you convinced yourself that this client must be meant for you because he responded or she responded to your advertising, or perhaps they clicked on your hyperlink. You were afraid that if you didn't serve them, the competition would. Guess what? I say, let them. And you knew that your inner voice was right. By the time you ended the relationship, you knew that no amount of money in the world would be enough to compensate you for the exhausting cost of this experience. So while it's easy to blame the client on the quality of the relationship, it's important to note that you and you alone are solely responsible for choosing to serve a client whose needs are not in perfect alignment for your services. So the lesson here is to listen to that inner voice and trust it. So when you encounter the perfect client, you are so excited to serve them. So here's what I want to talk with you about the strategic attraction plan. Let's work on building it and building a framework to provide and create your own strategic attraction plan. Here's what I'd like you to do this week. This week, I want you to ask yourself, what do you want in your business? And what type of client do you choose to serve? This is what we're going to do. We're going to go on a treasure hunt this week. Yes, a treasure hunt for 1 week. And here are your instructions. Notice every day and be aware of the people you encounter today, every day. Now, I know some of you are saying, well, we don't see anyone. You see people on Zoom. You hear people over the phone. So acknowledge each person whom you meet today and acknowledge that that person has at least one perfect quality that you did find attractive. Your objective is to find that quality. And as soon as you identify the perfect quality, write it down or record it into your phone. At the end of the day, what's going to happen? You're going to have a list each day of the attributes that you loved about the perfect client. So for example, at the end of the day, your list might look like this. They had a nice smile. They said thank you. They appreciated me. They had a great attitude. Oh my gosh, they dressed fashionably. They made me laugh. They had a great sense of humor. Oh, they shared a story with me. They provided me with a referral. They had a very organized office. Now, these qualities that you enjoyed are just the beginning of creating your strategic attraction plan and the things that you want to have in your life and your business. By the end of the week, you now have the framework for your perfect client. What's fascinating is you will begin to experience the ease in which you attract clients, employees, and other relationships. There is much more to creating your strategic attraction plan. Much more. But that's all I want to give you. I just wanted to whet your appetite a little bit. And there's a great book on this subject. It's called Attracting Perfect Customers by Stacy Hall and Jan Brognias. If you'd like to learn more about this, drop me an email, Maria@coachingwithmaria. And as always, if you have any questions or suggestions, just email me, Maria@coachingwithmaria. I'll respond, or you can message me on Facebook, Coaching with Maria. I hope you got some value out of today. Until next time, stay focused, stay positive, and continue to find new ways of having fun. And no matter what you choose to be, do, or have, let your strategic attraction plan guide you. Thanks for listening in.